Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. It's been... Great start. It's been, what, a year, probably, since I last put out, like, an episode? I don't think this is going to work.
No, we need to put the cat wants all of our attention right now.
Why you being so needy? Why you being so needy?
Can you just take a nap?
Slap. Just lay down. This is why my hands are
Ma'am,
so butchered.
we've got stuff to do.
Yeah, we're
okay?
busy.
We've got things to do, and we would appreciate it
She's like, shut up.
if you would just participate.
Toe beans on the face. Okay, just relax. You didn't come here for cat content, but that's what you'll stay for. Jamie is a 14-year-old boy.
And I'm not sorry.
No, I know you're not, but like I can say the most regular run-of-the-mill sentence, and somehow Jamie always goes, makes it dirty.
I don't know what you want from me.
You know who's not going to appreciate that?
Leslie.
Exactly.
Leslie's going to think I'm funny.
She probably does think you're funny.
But I don't want you to show her this.
She's going to watch it.
But this part isn't going in.
It might. Who knows? It might. It could. I mean, people like to hear the banter. It's funny.
That's fine, but not that part.
Oh, too late. You already said it.
Sorry, Leslie.
Rule number 1 about the podcast, don't say anything you don't want put on the internet.
Okay.
That's rule number 1. Anyway, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a long time. I don't really know where to start other than it's been a long time. Like, I haven't really even been online at all.
It's been, what, at least 7-8 months?
Probably. Since I mean, TikTok has been on and off for me for a long time, but like I really have not posted a whole lot. And then Instagram, the last like 4 or 5 posts on my Instagram are like, here's a recap of the last couple months, photo dump, and a picture of us when you had your send-off, and then like a wedding, Lexi and Alyssa's wedding that I did.
It's been very minimal.
And then I think Laurel and Caroline's wedding also is
So
like
all
one of
work
my
stuff
last.
and me.
Yes, all work stuff and Jamie.
I'm not sorry about that either.
Anyway, you shouldn't be. Anyway, I've been wanting to start the podcast again. Charlie has been wanting me to start up the podcast and the TikTok posting.
Same.
I have ideas for TikTok.
I think you should. I miss it.
It's the starting it up again that's the complicated part. Like, I have the ideas are there, like, floating around in my brain, but it's the execution, you know.
I can help you.
I know. I think we can make really funny relationship TikToks.
Our relationship is funny, so.
You might have to speak up a little bit more.
Am I not loud enough?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
probably the first time in my life I've ever heard that.
That you're not being loud enough?
Yeah.
I know.
That was a weird moment for me.
You're a very aggressive, loud kind of person.
Usually, yeah.
As you should be. As is fitting. I think that's why people enjoy you.
Because I'm loud and annoying?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
I haven't met a person that doesn't love you. Well, we'll get to that episode.
That'll be
a later
another
episode.
podcast.
Jamie's drama as a high school dance coach, which is no longer a thing, but
All in due time.
all in good time. We got to save all the good stuff for a little bit later, so people will listen for a little bit.
Hopefully they keep listening.
Hopefully you keep listening. Sorry, I tend to ramble. Yeah, I go off por las ramas. Ando por las ramas.
Okay.
For the branches, you know what I'm saying?
No.
You get it?
No, I don't know what you're
No.
saying because I don't speak Spanish.
Tough luck. Anyway, TikTok. Wanting to get back on TikTok. I think it would be a good thing. I'd like to. I think we could make some funny content. I think one of the hard things is like, what's the point? I think. Like for me initially when I got on TikTok, it was like I was recently out and like coming to terms with that and learning all of these new phrases and weird things about being gay.
Yeah.
And now it's like we're just together living our happy life. And
I think the point now would be showing how normal life is, you know?
just regular.
Yeah.
I think the cat farted.
Good for you. For the record, I did say we should put her away.
She has the rankest booty hole.
Oh, she fits
Can you
in.
smell that?
Oh my gosh. It's pretty bad. That is.
What do you have to say?
Sit like
what
that?
do you have to say for yourself?
Why is she sitting like that?
I don't know. She's a weirdo.
Oh my gosh, that's good.
So bad. Minerva.
Kitten.
All right. Sorry, I interrupted.
Yes, our
you.
cat's name is Minerva,
Yeah,
like McGonagall on Harry Potter.
because we're lesbians.
And nerds.
I never wanted the cat
Okay, where does she sleep every night?
on my chest.
On your chest, wrapped around you like a scarf, and you will not roll over as to not disturb the kitten.
I've had some of the worst nights of sleep.
But you won't
Because
move.
of the kitten.
But you won't move.
I won't. It's against the rules.
But you hate her.
Straight to jail.
You didn't want her.
You move when the cat is on you and comfortable. Straight to jail.
Yeah, she really hates the cat.
I never thought I would like cats as much as I love this little thing. She's cute.
Pretty perfect.
Now she's just relaxing. Look at her.
That's what we needed.
Anyway. You were saying TikTok, the point, moving forward.
I think it's just showing how normal your life is.
Yeah.
Like the first part was you, again, like you said, like figuring out all those terms and being funny about coming out. And now it's how easy it is to have a normal
Yeah. We're just
same-sex relationship.
living life. And loving it.
Love it.
I think that's why it's been easy to be off of social media too, is because like
You're happy?
everything's been so good.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Gosh.
I don't know what you want from me. You wanted me on the podcast. Here you go.
I know. It's been great, though, having you here. This is exciting. This is like something we get to do together instead of just sitting around and sleeping with animals.
Do you
Cut.
see how easy the jokes are, though? Like, you make it so easy.
I'm sorry. Yeah. So we get back on TikTok and we just go over, like, what's so normal about this?
And just the funny stuff that happens every day. Like today, us belly laughing
Jamie,
as I left.
was I on my way to the gym?
No, we had,
What was I gonna go do? Why was I leaving the house? Oh, because my phone was in
your
the
phone
car.
was in the car and you had to walk outside so that I could steal your charger.
I was wearing leggings. Jamie really enjoys it when I wear leggings. But
Obviously.
Jamie also really likes to slap my butt as
I'm not sorry about that either.
hard as she can. So we're like walking out. We were walking to the kitchen. One smack.
It was
And I'm like,
so loud. I could feel it in my,
can't.
like, in my shoulder.
And then we're walking out the door and she gets the other cheek.
Perfect timing.
So it hurts so bad. The sting.
I could not breathe.
Jamie, we were both laughing so hard because I almost hit the ground. And then again, when we left Fossa today, when we left the
That
gym
one
today,
though was so loud.
You really
people
got,
at
like,
I
perfect.
did. The people at the desk thought like somebody had been shot or something because I got your butt so good, and
it was so loud.
it was amazing. And the guy behind me goes, "Ooh."
Of course he did. Ooh.
Again,
It
you
hurt.
want me to be sorry, but I'm not.
I know you're not, and that's fine. Anyway, yeah, things like that, or like how your toothbrush gets really disgusting when you.
You've got
brush
to
your
let that
teeth.
go.
I can't. I see it every day.
Why is that such an issue?
Jamie and I don't really have issues in our relationship.
Except that I brush my teeth sometimes with like chapstick or lipstick on or something, you know, girl stuff.
And it all just gets
and it gets stuck on like
caked.
the handle, and she
Caked.
gets so grossed
And I
out.
have to put my toothbrush by her toothbrush. I'm like, I put that in my mouth. Anyway, it's gross, but she tries really hard to keep it clean.
I've been
but
trying-
I'm equally as gross. I have equally
Yeah,
as
you
bad
have gross
habits.
stuff you do too,
Yeah,
for sure.
we don't need to expose all of that on
I
the
won't,
internet right now.
but we both know what those are.
Yeah, I'm listing them off in my brain as we speak.
Yep.
Little
get to that
did,
later.
Little did you know.
It's been the best, 4 or 5 months living together, but
Yeah.
you're kind of gross.
Yeah, I guess that's a perfect segue into the little story or a little how we met kind of a thing, which was ultimately the goal of this podcast,
Okay.
really. So,
Well, do you want the Spark Notes version or do you want the real version? Spark Notes is I hired you for a job, and we fell in love, and here we are with a cat and a
Correct.
dog in a house.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah,
that is the
that's
Spark
it.
Notes version. That's the whole story.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for tuning in.
Do you want the real version?
Yeah, they want the real, of course.
Should I do my version of the facts and events first, or do you want to do yours first? Which would...
You do yours first, and I'll pepper in.
Okay. Pepper in. I like it.
Pepper in.
So...
Add a little seasoning.
A little spice. This is also what we do when we're annoyed with each other.
A little too much.
Too much. So about 2 years ago from right now, a little bit longer than that, I saw her on TikTok. And, of course, I thought she was cute, just like everybody else on TikTok thought she was. And so started following her on TikTok and then proceeded to follow her on Instagram. And a couple months after following her, she posted something online along the lines of, I'm doing videography full time, and if anybody has any new and interesting jobs or projects, reach out to her, because she was wanting to film some new things. So my brain is, I will never be one of those girls that slides into your DMs or whatever.
I'm just not going to do it.
Not going to do it. I will not be one of those girls. I refuse.
Pay attention here, ladies.
I crushed it.
So important.
I reached out and said, hi, my name's Jaime. I coach several dance teams. I would love to hire you to come in and do some video work for my teams. One, I knew that this would give me an opportunity to talk to her, because she's going to respond to the DMs about work. Are you just letting the cat eat the microphone?
I wanted to get her purring.
Thank goodness. And two, that it would have her see me in my element, where I could look like I'm kind of cool and I've got my life together and I'm good at what I do, So I reached out to her.
Which was a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of want to look like a boss the first time you see your crush,
Sure.
So reached out to her. She wrote me back within like a day or two.
Oh, yeah.
And she said that she was super excited and would love to work with me. And she asked me when I was looking to get video work done. And I told her it wasn't going to be until August. So it was like a 6-month process.
So
and because
much
my
time.
year for my teams was almost over, there wasn't really an opportunity to do any video work. So I knew I was going to have to wait till August to get started. So for 6 months, I just hung out and I waited and followed her on TikTok, followed her on Instagram. And then a couple weeks before the video shoot, I reached out just to talk like details and stuff. And come to find out, she was going to film a wedding with some mutual friends that we had. And you could explain this part where you were with Caitlin and Aubrey.
Caitlin and Aubrey?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Caitlin and Aubrey, whose wedding I also filmed, love those guys.
I'm friends with.
Their wedding was the one that kind of got me back into the wedding video stuff,
Yeah.
because I had decided I was done with it, which now we've really come full circle, because
You're done
I'm
again.
kind of pretty much done with weddings
Yeah.
after this year. Anyway, so I'd filmed their wedding, and then they had friends who booked with me as well. So we road tripped down to Arizona for this wedding. Ow. Road trip down with them, and
I was messaging her this weekend
Yeah.
to plan for my job. So I was talking to her while she was with our mutual friends.
right, and somehow it came up. I don't remember how it came up that I was chatting with you. I said something about how I had a shoot lined up with you and I was really excited about it. And they both were like, "Oh, we know you have a shoot with Jaime. We know." Because apparently that's all Jaime talks about.
Okay, let's not be dramatic. But yes, my group of friends knew that I was interested in her and I wanted to meet her, and they knew my whole plan, right? And they all were supportive, but secretly thinking that I was an idiot.
That you were a crazy person.
Are you really doing this girl? And I was like, you guys just wait.
It's going to work.
This girl's going to be my wife. I'm not kidding. And they were like, okay. So you did call me your Jaime, though, on that trip.
Yeah, well, because they would mention your name and I'd be like, "Oh, my Jaime?
Yeah.
Dance coach Jaime?" Which was that was Jamie's, that's how I referred to her for months. Dance coach Jaime.
Yeah. So
Aggressive.
anyways, we set up a time to meet at the school that I was coaching at, and so that we could look around and see some things, whatever. Well, I started embarrassing myself literally
Very early on.
Very early. Like, even before we met in person, I started embarrassing myself, which I tend to do often now that you've met me.
Of course.
But I also don't get embarrassed either.
No, you don't. Things just happen and you just roll with the punches.
I'm just like, okay, cool.
It's very impressive.
So the night before, I was like, why don't you meet me by the Big Willie statue? And I, not knowing, again, with my 15-year-old brain, me not knowing that she had graduated from this school, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That sounded like I was talking about a penis. Sorry, am I allowed to say penis on here? Okay.
I mean, cover your ears, lesbians.
Sorry, Leslie. And she was like, I know what the Willie statue is. I went to university.
Willie the Wolverine.
And
I know.
So, anyways, I embarrassed myself. So then the next morning, we had planned to meet, and I get out of my car. I had barely slept. I was so excited. I got up, I showered, I got all dolled up. I looked super cute. And I drove in, and she was already sitting on the step, and I instant started sweating. I was so nervous. And you, like, now having dated me, you know when I get nervous, I'm so sweaty. And
I'm sweating.
So I get out of the car, I'm walking over to her, and I take a step up onto the curb, and I instantly trip and almost fall on my face, which
happens a lot.
Yes, I trip every single day. There's one guarantee in my life is I will trip every day. I never fall, but I trip every single day.
Except that one time down the stairs.
Oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I feel so hard. That's another day too.
Yeah.
So
story for next time.
I meet her, give her a hug. I'm stuttering over my words, just trying to keep it cool. And
I didn't feel like you were stuttering.
I did.
Oh,
no. Again, your perspective, mine. I felt like I sounded like an idiot a little bit.
Okay.
And this whole time, I didn't know that you knew I had a crush on you.
Right, but I knew.
But you knew
that you
I
had a crush
didn't
on
know.
me. So it was fun to watch that play out.
So, anyways, we decided to walk around the campus, and we're looking at some stuff. And I tend to make fun of people and tease people and joke around with people. Like, that's my love language. If I'm not teasing you or joking with you, I either, one, don't know you, or B, I don't like you very much. So, and I would think anybody in my life would agree to that, right?
Yes.
So I instantly started making fun of her, and I couldn't stop it. It was literally like, I couldn't stop.
Just right hook, left hook,
and she
uppercut.
Didn't know,
and I was like, what in the heck is going on?
Yeah. She started to try to show off, to say that she was like an athlete at the school and had a scholarship. And
it wasn't trying to show off. It was a conversation. I wasn't trying to show off. It was a school that I graduated from.
Okay. Anyways, and she told me that she threw the javelin on scholarship, and I started laughing out loud because the only thing I could think of was the Trunchbull from Matilda, like the top bun, the gray sweatsuit, the weighted belt. And she was like, what's so funny? And I'm like, I told her, I was like, all I can see is use the Trunchbull. And she was so offended. You had that exact look that you just did, like, girls normally tell me I'm cute, not that I'm the Trunchbull, but here we are. So, am I missing anything? And then we went into the gym, and the baskets were kind of lifted, not all the way up, but not down either. And there were some basketballs, and I told her to shoot, and she's like, I can't, the baskets aren't down. And I said it wouldn't stop a true athlete. And she looked at me like this. Like, she didn't know what to do. So then we left the gym, and I couldn't stop.
Kept making fun of me.
And you loved it, though.
We were walking out. Well, we were walking out to our cars. We got
Jamba Juice
Jamba
first.
Juice.
This is where I knew she was kind of interested. It's because she's like, let's get Jamba Juice. And instead of just, like, getting Jamba Juice and sitting and, like, going and, like, leaving campus, we sat there and talked. And she told me, like, for an hour, and you just told me random stories about yourself. I don't know why you did that, but it was cute.
I don't feel like that's what happened.
What do you think happened?
I feel like we just chatted. You made fun of me for getting a peanut butter chocolate Jamba Juice.
Yeah, because who goes to Jamba Juice and gets a peanut butter?
Me, for the gains. Okay. For the protein.
All right. Still
You're
weird.
making me sound like I just talk about myself all the time.
No, but it was kind of like how I was nervous. I could tell you were just, like, telling me random things about yourself. Like, you were
filling in the space because I didn't know what to say, what to do.
It was cute. And so then we go to leave, and I'm walking her out to her car, which, mind you, I'm on the other side of the school. So I'm walking, like, across campus
all
to
the way
her
to
car.
the other side.
And she was like, she told me a story about one time she was walking right there, and one of her friends pulled up or was with you, something, and asked you if you wanted to go on a date with somebody, or she had somebody to set you up with. And I started laughing again because she goes, back when I was straight. And I couldn't get it together because I was like, I don't know if anybody ever thought you were straight. And I didn't mean it as an insult, but I also mean like, come on.
I didn't always dress like this, I'll have you know.
I have seen your baby pictures and your childhood photos.
We should probably show some of those.
We should.
Yikes.
I've seen them.
I know.
And you did try for a while.
I did.
You
like
did.
Post-mission.
And you looked beautiful.
Thank you.
But I've seen your child and your jorts.
Cut off tank top t-shirts. Wife beaters.
Short.
Can you say wife beaters anymore? Isn't that what they're called?
I don't know.
Those white tank tops.
Anyways, so then she gets in her car. I'm instantly just mortified that I just embarrassed myself in front of her and made fun of her the whole time. I'm like, I ruined it. I told a couple of my friends that like my equivalent of this is I am standing right next to a basket trying to shoot a basketball, and all I have to do is just like put it in and I throw it to the other side of the court. Like I messed it up. There's no way this girl's ever going to be interested in me. And I was just like, I was devastated for a minute. I was like, there's no way that I can come back from this.
Game over.
And my friends were like, it's going to be fine. And I remember calling my friend Jack on the drive home, and I told her, and she was like, oof, I don't, rough. She's like, I don't know. So anyways, a week passes. She comes in and films for my team.
Which was so much fun.
So much fun.
So much fun.
And if you've seen the pictures on my Instagram, like my profile picture is because she was in the room when I was getting some photos done, because we were filming the same day we were doing some photos, and I couldn't stop giggling and I was turning pink, and the photographer was like, are you okay? And I started laughing, and she got some really good shots. But they're really cute, but it's because you were in there and I didn't know what to do or how to act.
She's so nervous.
So nervous. So then we were filming my kids, whatever, and at this point, my kids didn't know. And I say my kids is like my team.
This is my favorite part of the story.
They didn't know, and she starts picking up grass and sprinkling it on me like a child because we were flirting. Because we were flirting. And I guess my girls either went to dinner or something after to discuss if we were actually flirting or if it was something they were all, anyways, they were making up in their head, but they decided that we were flirting. And that was that. And then over the next couple weeks, she would call me randomly or FaceTime me for things about the video, different ideas, different things, just random stuff.
Because I'm a professional.
You also just wanted to talk to me.
Nope. It's because I'm a professional. And I had ideas.
Enter the bucket hat.
About the final video.
Enter the bucket hat. Mm-hmm. She went on a vacation with her friends for a couple days to California.
I did.
And decided one day I was just sitting in my kitchen and I get a look down at my phone. It says FaceTime from Kate. Mm-hmm. And open my phone and she's like, what are you doing? I said nothing. And she proceeds to show me a yellow bucket hat that she purchased in California.
It wasn't yellow. It was like a Carhartt color. Like that tan.
Yellow. On FaceTime, it looked yellow.
Okay, but it's not.
It's now I know it's your signature color.
Thank you. It is. It's the color that I wear all the time. Tan.
So we were just chatting and talking and asked her about her trip and just like banter. It was not anything serious or about work. She just wanted to talk to me. And you can't deny you just wanted to talk to me. Okay. So my roommate too was sitting in the corner and she was like, yeah, she's a villain. Because at this point, remember,
yeah, you guys
this is when she was in her villain era and I had to let her pretend. Ugh, the villain era. Anyways, so I just wanted a reason to keep seeing her and keep talking to her and whatever. So I proceeded to...
wait, pause. For everybody that allowed me to pretend like I was some sort of a villain during those months where I was saying that I was in a villain era, I really appreciate you letting me just play make-believe for a little bit. That was really nice.
Anyways, I willingly did it. I willingly participated in the charade.
You did. Yeah. Jamie really let me...
I pretended to support it when
time.
She was like, I just got to focus on my stuff and be a villain. I was like, yeah, you do.
She was like, yeah,
you do it. That's not
Jamie was like, awesome.
But also
fully support you. And I was like, what? What?
Mastermind. I should write a book.
You should write a book.
I really should write a book.
How to Get Your Dream Girl 101.
Genius. I should.
Am I your dream girl?
100%. Without fail. Anyways, so on this phone call that we were talking about, the bucket hat, she tells me about these girls coming out of Instagram, whatever, asking her out. Anyways, and I said, dang it, because I was going to ask you out But if you're not interested in dating, it's fine. And she goes, wait, what? And I said, well, I have tickets to Morgan Wallen and I would love to take you, but since you're not dating, it's totally fine. And she just like paused for a second and then was like, I really want to go to Morgan Wallen.
I was like, I would go to Morgan Wallen.
And I said, amazing. Then do you want to go with me in 2 weeks to Morgan Wallen? And she was like, that sounds amazing. Sounds great. Mind you, I didn't have tickets to Morgan Wallen and it was a sold out show. So getting off the phone, I immediately run up to my best friend's room and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I got to find tickets. I'm not going to tell how much I spent, but it is more than my rent, what I spent to take this woman on a first date.
Successful.
Best decision I've ever made.
Such a fun date.
Financially, not the best, strongest decision.
Well,
but in long term,
it worked out.
Best decision. So then we chatted a little bit for the next 2 weeks, and then she called me the night before our first date and said, I don't know how this works because I'm not supposed to be dating. So do I take you to dinner or what do we do? And I said, we can go to dinner. We don't have to call this a date. It's fine. We can just go to dinner and go to the show and just be buddies. And knowing full well that wasn't going to happen, but it's fine. So she comes and gets me. She's like cleaned her car and stuff. Like,
of course I cleaned my car. It was disgusting.
It was like freshly vacuumed and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a date.
Well, yeah, I know that it was a date.
But you said it was buddies. You know what I mean?
No, I think I said it's going to be a date. I'm going to act like it's a date, but we're not dating.
We're not dating.
We're not dating.
Okay. So.
It was stupid.
It was stupid. So we got sushi and then we went to the concert and it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Good.
And I was standing on this we were on this like grass area and I was standing on the arms of these little fold out chairs and she stood in front of me and I just was ballsy and I put my arms around her neck and was holding on to her and singing. We were having a great time. And then she reached back and grabbed my leg and
just a little
just like the
physical touch,
back of my thigh. And some of my friends were there and I just remember making eye contact because I was losing my mind. And then the song Cover Me Up by Morgan Wallen came on and she was like tickling my arm and stuff and I was like, we're not dating. But then I'm just like, just do it. So then I leaned down and I kissed her like right here. Yep. Right there.
And I was like, what's happening? I was like, what is going on?
And then, yeah, it was hands down the best date I've ever been on in my whole life, still to this day.
It was awesome. We're going to see him again.
We are, in August.
In August, we're going to go see
almost
Jelly
2 years
Roll.
To the day.
Jelly Roll, who we love and have also seen.
So good. We've seen so many shows.
We were just sad that Bunny wasn't there at Jelly's concert.
She better be in Vegas. I'll be sad.
Yeah, Jelly Roll and Morgan Wallen in Vegas. We're really excited.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
So then she drives me home because she decided to drive, which is probably for the best because I'm a terrible driver. It's fine. There can only be one good driver in each relationship, and that is not me. So we go home. She drops me off, and I didn't know what to do at the door drop-off because I wanted to kiss her, but she wasn't dating. She was a villain. She was uninterested. We were just friends. So I kind of left it open for her to do anything, and she didn't. So I went inside, end of the night, right? I go downstairs, and I sent her a text, and I don't know what I was thinking, but it turned out to be the best option. I said, I'm so sorry, I'm a chicken. And she said, Jamie, if you wanted to kiss me, you should have just done it. And I said, I dare you to come back. And she, within 5 minutes, was knocking on my door. And she didn't respond.
I wasn't even out of the complex yet.
Yeah, you didn't even respond to me, though. So I thought, like, I had crossed a line. Like, there is...
Oops.
You didn't respond. So I thought I had, like, made you feel uncomfortable or something. And they got a knock on my door. I come upstairs. We walk outside because I have a Ring doorbell and I have a roommate at that point. So we walk over by her car. And I still don't know what to do because I'm, like, panicking, which I don't get nervous, really. It's not really a feeling I'm used to. And then you actually grabbed my face and kissed me first.
Yeah, because you weren't going to do it.
Because I was stressed. You were a villain.
I was a villain. And I think it's interesting replaying all of this because at the time, my brain really was like, well, Jamie's cute, but, like, I'm not dating anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I like Jamie and I like hanging out with Jamie, but, like, I'm not dating anybody. But, like, this is fun. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's kind of where I was at for a little bit, but that changed very, very quickly, I think.
Well, and I think even though it was our first date, I had enough interactions with you that I knew that I was into you. And I
Yeah.
think I was a little bit hesitant because you had the potential to like hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And I don't usually let that happen either.
Right.
So it was a weird situation, but we kissed. And then the next day, I was at my friend Nicole's house, laying by her pool, and I looked down, and it was like 12 hours later, after she dropped me off, I looked down, and Kate's FaceTiming me again, and I'm laying by the pool. Me and Nicole are just chatting, whatever. And she's like, what are you doing in like 15 minutes? And I said nothing, and she goes, okay, I'm coming to pick you up. We're going up the canyon. So I instantly, before the phone call even ended, was like, I was in a
Getting
swimsuit.
up.
I was
She's
like putting on my
getting
shorts. Nicole's like, where are you going? And I'm like, I've got to go. Because
I have to
they were
leave.
the ones at the concert with us the night before.
Yeah.
And I said, I got to go. And she just giggled at me. And she's like, okay, let me know how it goes. So she came and picked me up. We went up the canyon.
I was scouting locations for a photo shoot.
Yes. And we just wandered around for a couple hours up the canyon. And it was so fun. And then she dropped me back off. Then we continued to text and talk for the next couple days. And I had a wedding that I was a bridesmaid of the very next Saturday after Morgan Wallen. And she asked me if I had a date for the wedding. And I said no. And she said, here I am thinking you're telling me about the wedding because you want me to be your date. And I said, no, you're not dating. And she goes, I want to be your date for the wedding. So then we went on a little overnight date because it was an hour and a half away. So we had to sleep in a hotel. And she came and dressed up and went to one of my best friend's weddings with me 1 week.
Met the friends.
And my favorite part of the night was when we were on the dance floor. And all of a sudden she just instantly stops and asks me if I don't even know how you worded it.
I was like, do you have any diagnoses that I need to know about?
Mental illnesses.
Do you have anything that's going to come up if this progresses anywhere that is going to make me be like, oh my gosh, now I'm stuck. Like, which sounds horrible. That makes you sound like a horrible person.
You can cut that out if you want.
Oh, maybe. Well,
no, but I feel like it's fair to ask somebody.
I would just want to know if there's something that I need to be aware of and if
Yeah.
it's something that you're working on.
Yeah.
Because if you're working on it, great. But if you're like, no, I have like serious issues and you just need to accept me as I am, then I'm going to be like,
no thanks. And I said no, not that I knew of. And she almost got like,
I was like,
annoyed at me because I was like, no.
I needed an out.
You wanted one so bad.
I needed a reason to be like, sorry, Jamie, this can't happen.
And then the next day we were driving home and I had to drop her off at a wedding and got there early and she just fell asleep on my arm in the car for like an hour.
Passed out before this wedding started.
And then I don't even know. That's basically
it just kind of progressed from there. I think we just kind of kept chatting a little bit. I was still in this. I was having all these conversations with Charlie at the time about how like I was like I gotta like focus on my goals and like I set out to do all of these things before I decided to get into like a long-term relationship, and I just like I wasn't gonna do it. Like I wasn't gonna be in a serious relationship with anybody for a while.
I always got nervous every time you talk to Charlie because Charlie brings you back down to reality and keeps you focused.
Charlie just punches me a couple times in the face. She's like,
she just keeps you focused on what you say you want to do, and that's what's great about Charlie. But every time you went to Charlie,
I would come back and be like, hey, listen,
we gotta chill. We can't hang out this much. We can't talk this much.
I really gotta focus on these things.
And every time, what was my answer?
I support you. That's great. Support you.
Yep.
It's awesome. Get to it. And then I would be like, what the heck? Okay, I guess.
Why is she being so supportive?
Kind of.
Because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And then she told me that she needed 6 months to still focus on her stuff.
To do my goals.
And that we could hang out and we could go on dates, but we were not dating.
We weren't dating.
And there could be no talk of relationship for 6 months.
Well, and there also wasn't any like guarantee that that's what was going to happen either.
Yeah.
There was no like, wait 6 months and then
we'll be together. Yeah.
No.
So I had to make a choice whether to stick with it, knowing that it would, or hoping that it would turn into something.
Yeah.
Or end it. And I chose the first option.
Yeah.
And I was very patient for
6
months, almost to the day. And I don't think I ever brought up being in a relationship or pressuring you into that at all. I just went with the flow.
Yeah.
So.
And voila. All of a sudden, here we are.
Sorry, that was a long story.
No, that's okay. That was the whole point.
Okay.
That was the whole point. It worked. Played the long game.
I did.
really plan things out too.
I don't think I planned things out. She says that all the time. I think having followed you on social media and hearing what you had to say and then interacting with you for that amount of time, you basically gave me the answers.
That's true.
If anybody just paid attention, they knew what you needed and what you were looking for.
Yeah.
And I basically did what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
Which sounds ridiculous, but basically I just paid attention. Attention to detail.
She pays attention and she never forgets anything.
No.
Jamie doesn't forget anything. It's impressive.
It's one of my superpowers.
It's actually a problem in our relationship because
She thinks I gaslight her, but I don't.
because I have the worst memory. I swear to you, when I'm 55, it's all going to be gone. Long term, short term, I'm not going to remember anything that happens. Like, I have such a bad memory. And so Jamie will tell me something and I'm like, or like she'll remind me about something that we've got going on or whatever, or something that happened. And I'm like, that never happened. I'm like, but
then other people validate that I was right.
I'm like, why are you gaslighting me? She's like, why are you gaslighting me? I'm like, I'm not. But genuinely, like, I just don't remember how things happen. Like, it was New Year's.
Gas station, yep.
The gas station. We were I was getting ready to give up caffeinated beverages, energy drinks. And so I wanted a Red Bull.
Those are our weaknesses for a while.
Oh, man. The pear cinnamon. Pear cinnamon, specifically,
so
the
good.
winter edition. So we get to the gas station, and apparently I picked up
The peach nectarine.
the peach, nectarine flavor, because the cans are kind of the same color. And I walked over, and I set them down on the counter, because I was getting something else.
Yeah.
I don't remember what. And Jamie...
I said, you don't like that flavor. And she looks at me, and she goes, no, I do. This is the one I want. And I said, babe, I promise you that's not the flavor you like. And she's like, no.
I was like,
I'm
yes,
fine.
it is.
And just kind of
Everything's
brushed me
okay.
off. So I said, all right. Mind you, two of our friends, Charlie and Madeline, are right there standing, listening to this conversation.
Yep. The next morning, I reach in looking for my pear cinnamon Red Bull, and I grab a can, I crack it open, I take a sip, and I'm like, what is this, Matt? And then I look at the can, I'm like, man, peach tangerine or whatever nectarine, whatever it is. So then when people came downstairs, I was like, hey, I owe somebody a peach nectarine Red Bull because I drank it accidentally. And everybody was like,
you bought those.
You got those for yourself. And I was like, no, I didn't. I would not buy this flavor. I don't like it. And Jamie was like, I literally told you that.
I had this conversation with you.
I said that to your face. And I was like, when?
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Thank goodness our friends were there. And they're like, she told you this yesterday that you don't like that flavor and you ignored her. And you just had no recollection of this conversation.
Because the thing is, like, I don't even know what was happening in my brain when you said that to me. Like,
you were ignoring me.
To you.
You did.
I responded to you. That did not register.
And
which I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
How do you deal with me that I don't
because
listen
I love
to
you with my whole heart. So it's totally fine.
Gosh.
But I do reserve the right.
Person.
What?
You're the most patient person.
Yes, I am. Thank you.
Yes, you are. Wow.
Just kidding. No, I do just reserve the right to make fun of you for your inability to remember anything.
And you can, and that's fine. And I'll deal with it. It's so bad, you guys. It's a real problem. Not really, because
sometimes
it would be a problem if Jamie wasn't the perfect sweetheart angel that she is, who just deals with it and goes, "Oh my gosh, you're so
There are
dumb."
a few times though that you can tell I get a little bit annoyed.
She does get a little bit annoyed.
Very,
sometimes.
very seldom, but every once in a while I do,
which is fair.
Get annoyed.
That's fine. And
like your driver's license.
Yeah, it's still expired.
Her license expired. She found out when she went to the bank, and she comes home just pissed.
And is like, what the heck? I was like,
why wouldn't they tell me that my license is expired?
Why didn't the DMV send me something?
And my face literally looked like it does right now, just like, what? And I said, they did. She goes, no, they didn't. When? And I said, we were at your mom's house. Your mom handed you an envelope from the DMV. You opened it in front of both of us and said that it was going to expire 1 month before your birthday. And she had no recollection. She was just so pissed at the DMV. How would they do that without telling you?
Why wouldn't they tell me that
they
my license
definitely did.
They did. So now I have the expired license.
It's okay. I like taking care of it for you.
I really should go do that tomorrow, though, before I go out of the country. Probably.
Seeing that it's January, 2 months after your birthday.
Yeah. Yep. License is expired. Registration needs renewed.
Winning at life.
Man, it's rough. Poor
It's
people
fine.
problems.
It's fine.
Honestly.
Best life ever, though.
Hey, I'm not sad about it.
Me neither.
Problem is we don't compromise on the quality of our food.
I refuse.
It's not a problem, but financially,
there's ways to cut corners on our eating, but we love to eat well.
We do. I love a steak. Oof.
You're getting good at them, too.
Thank you. Jamie got me a Traeger for my 30th birthday. Some of you have probably seen that on the Instagram, but I have been. It was the best birthday present.
I'm glad you like it.
Well, you're also reaping the benefits.
Oh, I am, for sure.
Definitely. That was
and
part
it gave
of your
me
plan.
an opportunity to have a conversation with your dad. So
That's true. Who's now your bestie.
I mean, I like to pretend that he's my bestie. We're not there yet, but we'll get there one day.
He'll get there one day.
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Dad. Yeah, I really still think that the day, and maybe my dad will see this and he'll be like, that's not true. I don't know. I can't read him half the time.
When he liked me for the first time?
We walked into the house. It was just because my mom and dad are empty nesters, right? So we walk into the house. Hey, hello, whatever. My dad's right there. And Jamie goes, I like your haircut, Matthew. It's really handsome. And he goes, thank you, Jamie.
And he did this little half smile that he does because he doesn't, unless it's the grandkids, he doesn't really like full smile. He just gives a little thanks. And I could just tell he liked my comment because Kate hadn't noticed and Leslie hadn't noticed.
Nope.
But then from that point on, I was like acknowledged at the house and talked to and like teased a little bit, which was nice.
Yeah.
And now I get a hi every time I come in. It's nice.
Hey, Jamie.
So, again, I pay attention.
She does. She really does. Anyway.
But Matt will be my best friend one day. We're working on it.
We'll talk more about the family dynamics in another episode, I think, because I think we both got really lucky with our families.
100%.
Like, I feel like you are now a part of a bigger, better family, and I'm also a part of a bigger, better family. Like, on both sides, I feel like 100%. We're winning, which is so nice. So nice. Shout out Lisa and Troy. Love you guys. And Kelly and Tracy.
And I've got 4.
We got the whole sets.
I forget.
We got everybody.
Everyone forgets that I have 4.
Although Kelly, I feel like, just makes fun of me a lot.
Well, he
makes
makes
fun of everybody.
That's his love language. Again, same like me. If he's not making fun of you, he doesn't like you very much.
Facts.
So,
anyway, I think that's all we have for this episode.
Yep.
Hope you guys enjoyed. We're going to do more of these more often, hopefully.
Yeah.
Right? You'll come back on the back on the program?
If people want me on the program, I also sound like a man on here, I'm sure, so.
No. That's fine. Anyway. Next time we'll talk about some family stuff, I think.
Perfect.
Maybe dealing with getting over some barriers, getting integrated into the families.
I jumped right over those, so I'm excited to talk about it.
She just blew them up with a cannonball. She was like,
there are no barriers. I made my way in.
She did. All right.
Okay.
That's what we got for you. Thanks for listening, and I guess we'll see you in the next episode.
Bye, guys.
Every time I look up in the sky, I know it'll be alright.